Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be doing a custom board and batten wall, an accent wall in our soon-to-be nursery for our upcoming baby girl. Here I've got the crib, the face of the crib centered in the middle of the wall, and then I'm just going to be doing the wainscoting or board and batten around that crib. I've also got in the comments section a link to all the products that I'm using today. If you need to buy some, go ahead and click on those links and it'll take you right to them. You can go ahead and purchase those. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe. First tools I'm using are a chop saw or a mitering saw, a air compressor, an air nailer. It's an 18 gauge nailer with 2-inch nails, and measuring tape. And basically it's as simple as measuring, marking your lines, cutting, and hanging those boards up. Always stick to the old school rule of measure twice, cut once. Alright, and then with this, all these inside boards, I'm going to be making sure they're level by using my 4-foot level. And then I'll go ahead and tack those into place. And then here I'm just measuring from the edge of the crib. It's about 3 inches to the inside of the board. And then I'll measure over on the other side of the crib, make a line, and I'll go up top and measure a line on the top end of that crib. 3 inches again, and set my board right up against those so I don't have to worry about using my measuring tape while trying to tack in my board. Then I'll make sure that board's level and nail it into place. Again, I'm going to measure from the outside edge to the inside edge of these two boards, and then I'm going over here. I've already measured, but I made a line here on my measurement, and that will just make this whole wall symmetrical. So I'll stick that board into place right up against those two lines, make sure it's level, and again nail into place. Here I've got a scrap piece of trim that's 20 inches long and my small level. I'm making marks on each section of the wall, and that's where I'm going. Where each mark is where I'm going to line up my horizontal pieces to make that a little bit easier, so I don't have to sit and try and measure while I'm hanging. And apparently I lost the clips of me actually hanging those horizontal pieces, but basically the same process. Just take your time, make sure everything lines up nice and smooth before you nail anything in, and I would just work from one end of the wall to the other. And here's the finished product. And then I'll go ahead and start caulking and then start painting. And then with the caulk I'm using the DAP Brilliant White window, door, and trim. And I'll just fill the cracks, and then I'll use my finger to get a clean edge, and I've also got a wet rag to wipe my finger on, and anything that gets in places I don't want it to be. fill in my nail holes, I'm going to be using this DAP patch and paint. All you got to do is take your finger, stick a little bit on your finger and wipe it on the hole, and then you let that dry for a couple minutes, and then you can just take your putty knife and knock off all the excess stuff, or you can take a little sander block and lightly sand it, get a smooth finish, and looks really nice. Alright, so I'm cutting in with my paint on the sides, the top, and the bottom so that I don't have to use any masking tape or do much prep to start painting. I really don't like prepping for paint, so I really don't like painting in general, but I'm going to go ahead and cut in here. So I'm using a Purdy paintbrush. They're really high quality paintbrushes, really good especially for cutting in. But you just get some paint on the end of the brush, slowly kind of move towards the edge, and then just kind of gently swipe up. And I'm kind of painting up too, just so when I use my rollers I can just go ahead and kind of stay away from the edges so I don't get any drips or anything like that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that all the way around all the edges, and then I'll just go ahead and roll everything else. Here's the finished product. Go ahead and let me know what you think. Again, I've got all my products that I used in my comment section. Got links to those, so go ahead and click on those if you need to purchase any items for this project. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe.